pasture with her then? Leave them open? Or do you think
no,
that'll upset Lady coming back?
No, the reason I'm going to say no is because his panic could instill panic that we don't want her to learn.
Okay, yeah.
So I would put her back in there, or, you know what I mean, leave her in there and leave him out, and then she might provide him with comfort, and then hopefully that is the case, and he doesn't teach her, when that one leaves, we were supposed to freak out, right?
Yeah. And he seems pretty calm in the round pen, so, well, yeah,
or you could do it that way if you wanted to. You could put him in the round pen, but I don't know. I think I'd leave it the way they're most familiar.
Yeah.
And not mix it up too much more than that. I found that part of my audio mic problems might be because I get too far away. Kind of like when I'm like Bluetooth, I get too far away from my phone. I'm attempting to make adjustments in it. Don't know that I'm successful, but I'm trying.
This is a good morning. Colin's been moving stuff out of the barn. I said, oh my gosh, I really kicked you out. This is happening. That's what I told him. Oh gosh. This is real. This is no longer a dream. Yeah. This is really happening. He'll be probably another couple weeks before he finishes recording. Because paying out of pocket. He is, not me. That's his
Right.
The horses are behind. He's not helping me with her, so.
Right, exactly. Oh yeah? Yeah. Why is it not working? Turn it back off.
I had no kids today.
Why not?
Because the woman was bugging to stay with the girl that was here.
We got to leave with her?
Well, that's what they wanted, but since I couldn't see him, I told him this week that I'll take him back because I'm going to pick Ashlyn up anyway. Georgetown at 8:30, supposed to. So we went to go drop him off, and then Ashlyn called me when we're there at their house because it's on the way to her school. Saying she wanted to stay the night at her house again. Just get free.
Cool. Oh, that's good. Super good. So I am curious if there's anything that, because now I'm like all inspired to be like, okay, let me see what my body does and see if I can tell you how to do that with your body. I'm like, is there anything that you struggled with? I know, right? He's all excited. He's like, yes, that sounds like a good plan. Thank you. I'll always assume so, but thank you.
I just get in the habit of talking.
No, I appreciate it because I am the most scared of electricity that probably a person could be. I close my eyes when I plug in chargers. Yeah. I got zapped really, really bad when I was a kid. Well, your backup's good. Sometimes it gets broke because we abuse it sometimes. Hey there, baby. Do you feel like you try to communicate to any part of her that you're not seeming to get through?
Her trying to push me out of her way. That's what I'm still not 100% solid on.
Remember we did this yesterday? She nickered. If she nickered, yeah. She went, yeah, but I didn't touch her yet. I hadn't touched you yet. That's pretty good too, huh? Step away. Good. Ooh, swish your tail. Swish your tail. Don't swish your tail. Yeah. So she didn't like the chest, the claw on the chest. It causes swish of the tail, and there's no flies to cause that. So, yes. Yep, good. Now, nice. There it is. See? You just had to think it through. But do you want to finish it? Go ahead, use the other foot now. Listen, stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. Good. Good. Yep. Look at her think. That's all thinking. Now she's evading because she doesn't know what she's supposed to be thinking. Good. I don't care that her hind feet got involved, even though I wasn't asking for them. And that was very, very light. Okay. So I came up with a new one of how to, because I realized this morning when I was doing my video that it may not even be as easy as it, maybe it just resonated with me in the moment, because as I'm trying to translate it, it's not resonating, and it may not resonate with you about the whole, imagine trying to bring your hands close together but something's in the way, and the intention that you would have to try to push that. I'm thinking, that didn't really sound like I heard it when I heard it. But we've all seen, especially when we were little, the magician who said, I'm going to make that pencil move, right? And then they go, right? So it's that kind of intensity of staring at that pencil to whatever energy that magician thinks he's putting there to make it move, and then you've got everybody mesmerized about it. But it's that focus of nothing around me matters. I'm focusing on that pencil. So maybe I'm going to start incorporating calling, like we're going to put the pencil on the shoulder, right? Maybe that'll help as a visual. Like we're going to try to move the shoulder. So let's put the pencil here. And my pencil training. I'm the pencil trainer. So that way your focus can be right where you put the pencil. And that part of the horse, other than going forward, can move. Good. So I'm always trying to learn, because I never wanted to teach people, so I'm always trying to learn the best way to teach people. And you're fun to do that with, because you're actually, like, a lot of people, it's not a lack of resume that you have, it's an interest in learning that you have that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people have resumes, they've been writing for years, and they have no interest in learning, yet why am I here? You know, and I always feel like that sometimes, like, well then why am I here? If you don't really want to learn, and you're just going to tell me all you already know, so you're like kind of up for it if I say, try this. So I like working with you for these kinds of things. Okay, so getting her out of your personal space could be where you create more intention based on not letting her get there first. You know what I mean? Like making it already not okay. Kind of having a, you know, like the dirty dancing, like your dance space, my dance space kind of thing. Like always believing that you guys are dancing and you have to respect each other's dance space. This way, maybe you'll just kind of get it in your mind that, wow, she just came into my dance space. Let me do something about it before she's running me over. Okay, so let's see if I can figure out something we could do specific. Okay, moving her hind end from a distance. Have you been able to do that? Like asking her to yield her hind end. I mean, when she recognizes that you're spinning her out because she's been moving, but could you ask her to move her hind end right now? From where you're standing, definitely don't get any closer. If anything, get further away. Could you ask her tail to come to me? And actually the pencil theory is good because I can say, where would you put your pencil? The calic? This calic here? Oh, okay. From where you're going to be, I would actually put the pencil at the point of hip. And then one of the things I described too is, like I'm kind of like regurgitating what I said this morning, is when I start to ask for, say, sideways visually, I'm going to start to focus on the shoulder. As the shoulders start to lean, I'm going to start moving my focus down. And as the foot moves, I'm going to move my focus down. And as the shoulder completely moves, I'm going to move my... So it's like my focus keeps changing as what I want to have happen is happening, as opposed to picking a specific spot, only staring at that spot and having no flexibility. Okay? And I came up with one for that today, is when we were doing with her, it was like a dance move, right? Like this stayed still and this moved. It's like a dance move. But then I also realized that what we're doing is we're sweeping, like we're kind of like taking, I could use I could use like a naughty type thought because it comes right to mind. Since, you know, like in a love scene in a movie where they're in an office and they whoosh everything off the desk. But but let's just assume there's a table here, and you drop your elbow and hand down on the table, and you're gonna sweep everything off the table without anything coming to and landing on your feet. So what I also came up with is I kind of start with my elbow. My elbow is what would push her shoulder. As her shoulder goes to my forearm, goes towards her rib cage. And after her rib cage starts to move, my hand goes for the butt. And it's all out here, is pushing that air, but it's with that same flow, right? As opposed to move force, right? Because sometimes, especially young ones, they can't that solid movement yet. So we need to make it kind of a flowy movement. So it can become quick, but it still starts with my elbow, my wrist, my elbow, my forearm, my hand. Okay. See if you can move her hind end from a distance with her totally not thinking we're doing anything. Yeah. It's going to be get ahead of that. See, now she's thinking now, there you go. She's thinking about moving now. She's thinking about, yep. Now, she's thinking about backing up. Nope. There, good. Give her a rub. Because we also want her to be rewarded for every single time she responds to our energy so that she looks to us to provide that for her. Because if she thinks it's just a fluke that I moved, she's not going to keep thinking you're telling her to do it. Okay, tell her to move her hind end one more time and get a little bit further away from her. Good. And now see if you can't communicate. Don't move your front feet. Now this is where you're going to have to be ready. When you see this, be ready to say, no, I didn't say anything about your front end. And then set her back, right? And you can set her back and still have your focus, but if you had not actually started to focus, then fix her assumption. And then tell her what to do. But if you've already started to tell her what to do and she starts to assume this, be like, no, it's not that. It's this. But you have to have, it's not that, it's this, it's not that, it's not that, it's not that. Right? Because then once we lose what we're trying to tell her, she's going to stop asking questions. She's going to be like, well, you didn't have an answer for me when I asked you, then what? Okay, go ahead. You don't have to if you're a lead horse. If Lady suddenly said, move your hip, she's going to go, okay. Right? Well, you can make that, okay, so let's say, for example, okay, she's busy eating, whatever, and you're saying, I'd like you to move your hip, and my pencil's right here, okay, so I'm going to say, move your hip. Hey. My noise, I think, stuffing my feet, creature. And then I'm going to say, I really think you should. If she's still not paying attention, and say, you should have, right? And then next time, she's going to go, What do you want me to do? Right? Sometimes you have to bite them, like Lady would, to then make them go, my bad, I don't know why I wasn't paying attention, right? But if you spend too much time trying to get their attention, it's almost like they're down there going, 1 for me, 2 for me, 3 for me, you know what I mean? Like they're counting score, like, ha ha ha, I don't have to do what you want. But if you just kind of make it happen, they're going to start paying attention.
So it's okay for me to walk out.
Yeah, so you're going to initially ask from there. She sees you. Don't let her fool you.
Okay.
She sees you. So you're going to say, I think you should move your hip. She's going to keep going, well, let's see. She's doing her little score. Like, I really do think you should move your hip. I really do think you... And then, all right, and it's a tag. You're going to tag her. And then you're going to be like you tapped her on the shoulder and then pretended like it wasn't you. Right?
Okay. Alright. Sorry. Like when you bit her for trying to kick you. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Oh well then that wasn't very aggressive.
And I also want you to make sure you have a hold of her nose better.
Okay.
So that way, if she has the ability to go, huh, that's not going to be in your best interest.
Be mine to me.
Yep. As you're going around, you're going to start just making sure you start taking a feel on her nose. So it's kind of it's a subtle thing because you're not trying to pull her nose up, because if you pull feeding it to yourself, you're going to pull her to you. Okay, so you just want to just take some of the slack out as you're coming around, and then be like, I'm sorry you weren't paying attention, but wake up.
Was that how hard did you do it, or would you do it?
Oh, I'd make it sting, so you don't have to do it a bunch of times. You see, if you slap her,
Like be like Lady, I guess.
yeah, if you slap her and she's just like, what was that? And then you slap her again, then it's abuse. But if you say, pay attention, and she goes, and you never have to do it again, now that was making a point. You punctuated what you were trying to say. But if you just keep slapping her, you're just abusing her. Yep, that's the best deal. Look at her looking at you. She sees you. She no dummy. Yes. So now our goal is to get it to where you can stand right in front of her and be like, I think you should move your hip. And she goes, yes, ma'am. Right? So, and I'm going to let you stand off to the left nostril. So you can stand at her left nostril instead of dead smack between them. But, so that way you can have a clearer view of, she has like a manure spot here. So clear view. She's like, yeah, don't touch me. Okay.
And if I need to do that.
Yep. If you need to. Ideally, you don't have to. But you're going to make sure it feels like a bite. Right? Because like I said, if you hit her and hit her and hit her and hit her, now you're just abusing her. But if you make your point, you only have to make your point once. Kind of like the electric fence. So look at her looking at you. She doesn't lack view of you. Good. Now, I am going to have you do one thing a little bit different. Only because I want it to still be a distance thing. No, well, yep, but I just want you to climb down her side. I want you to actually go out and around her.
Oh, okay.
Because what's happening is that you're getting so close to her that when she yields, it's almost communicating, come on top of me. Right? Because when she does yield, she's like right there. I want it to be that she's yielding from a distance. I want her to learn that part, as opposed to what she could learn from that is when you tell me to yield my hind end from far away, I'm supposed to come get up here.
And that's the problem.
Right?
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we're making sense, that we're talking to her hind end from wherever she is. So almost kind of like she's the center of a round pen, and you're walking the circle of a round pen with your line. Yeah. Yeah. You can stay further out. Yes. And now come. Yes. Good.
Is that good?
Yep. Now go back to telling her what to do. Yes. Good. Now give her a rub. Good. So by giving her that bite and then quickly going back to saying, that's all I said. If you had responded, I wouldn't have had to do that. But if you only hit her again, if you only hit her and then just go, good girl, but don't tell her why she got hit, then she still thinks of that as being hit, right? But if you say, but all I said was this, and if you just done it the first time, so now see how much easier it's going to be from way away from her. Don't worry about her eating. She's watching you. It's okay. I backed away. She's like, well, because honestly, I do think she was taught to kind of come up on top of you. So we have to just fix that. Yeah.
She's on guard now.
She's supposed to be. You're supposed to be lady.
Yeah.
Like always, just anytime you question how I should be with her, say, well, what would lady do? Right? I mean, you go back to watching that video. Lady said, enough of that, kid, and went with her ribs first to kind of say, this is the soft deal, but if you don't, I got this, right? That's what Lady said in that whole communication. She's like, stop it, kid. Oh, you're not listening to me? Here comes my ribs. Oh, you're not listening to me? You see this? Right? Okay, so go ahead and, which means Lady probably gave her enough of a nip for her to go, yeah, that lady means something. Okay. Go ahead and ask her to do it again, and then we're going to do the other side. Now remember, different eye, different horse, but I want to see how far away you can ask her. See her looking at you? She's not missing. Now, yep, but that, see, you should have stopped that forward about 2 steps worth. It's okay. But you can pet her still because she still did a good job. So being particular about the movement is going to be important too, because then there's a lot less to have to fix later. Good girl. For some reason, just between yesterday and today, I'm like, I'm turning into a good teacher. Well, no, I mean, because I always leave going, did I not explain it good enough? Why am I leaving people frustrated? Okay. This side. Remember, different horse, different eye, but same exact thing, and she's likely to go forward. So all those other things that she might have done on the other side, she's going to do on this side. Yep, and now had she followed you, it would have been okay. Why? She delayed in her response to it, but she did do what you said to do. Do you remember what you said to do? Uh-huh. You didn't say it with your mouth. You said it with your body. What did you say to her with your body? Now that you've got her attention, she's paying attention to everything you do. Did she? You asked her to.
Oh, yeah.
Because you were standing over here.
Right.
And then you said, oh, wait.
Right.
So if she came right now to me, she did exactly what I just told her to do. So that's why she can't. If she was delayed in doing it, but she did respond. So, and then she did get in a little bit more trouble than necessary because you thought she just took it upon herself and didn't go back real quick and go, did I say that? Right? So it's kind of like being that teacher that always yells at you when the kid next to you is making all the noise.
Yeah.
What do you smell? I smell it too. Fire. Fire. Whatever they burn, they stop burning, but I smell it too. I saw the smoke. Okay. So you could just put a little rhythm in the line as you back away from her, just so she knows she's not supposed to come with you, instead of making her wrong for having listened. Yep. 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 Still go out and around a little bit more. Yep. 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 It's okay. It's okay. Now, yep. Stop her. Don't change your focus on what you're going to try to tell her. Good. Gently tell her. And then tell her she did a good job. Good. Now go back and tell her one more time, because she doesn't know what she's being praised for yet. Tell her again. Yes. Tell her again, because she didn't finish it. Stop the front end. And she just doesn't know what to do, because she's not sure what to do with her front end, so she thinks the front end's involved. There. Go give her a love. Good. Now, what was cool about that, did you see how confused she was, but how much you must have convinced her that you're trying to tell her something, right? You could see her going, I don't know what you're, oh, but I'm pretty sure you're trying to tell me something. So she stayed there instead of ran off scared. But she was scared. She didn't know what you wanted, but she believed that you were going to tell her. That's cool. I love when people can make the connection that they see what I'm seeing. Like that's why I love saying, did you see? She's like, but so far you've been having answers. So maybe you're gonna have an answer. I'm gonna wait it out for another second before I run. Okay. So again, same exact movement. See, this is my hope, is that, because sometimes when I work with people and I feel like they're not getting out of it what they should be getting out of it. Stop the front end, stop the front end. She doesn't know what to do with the front end. Stop the front end, stop the front end. Turn the front end. Yep. Now keep going. Keep going. Good. Good. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. So she's not gonna connect it that time. But that's okay. You were in a trap, but you can't stop her. You can't stop asking, because otherwise she could have, if you stopped when she was backing up, she's like, I don't really know what you want. If you stop then, she'd be like, oh, I guess that was the answer. So you had to keep going even though you're getting yourself pinned over there. But unfortunately the wiggle kind of erased the right thing. And it's okay. It's okay. So we'll just bring her back in the middle. So now your goal, and this might help you actually set those kind of goals for yourself. Your goal is going to be, how far away can I make that exact communication? How far away can I just go? Because this foot, okay, so now one of the things that I'm going to learn to do for myself is how to hyper focus on what my body is doing so I can tell you what to do with your body. So for me, it's not just, right? I give them the impression I'm coming if you don't move, right? So my body is already going out on that circle, but I'm not leaving yet. And my head's already saying what I want. Now, if she doesn't, now I can follow through with that, okay? So I want that whole, if you don't do it, I'm coming. Yeah, and I saw something I do want to fix too. Because if she ever is like kind of leading behind you, you got to be able to figure out how to keep her from, like my horses, even Teddy, if I see something on the ground and we're walking and he happens to be behind me, if I stop to pick something up, he's not going to run me over, right? She's still at the age where she will. Dewey won't even now, okay? So you want to make sure that we can teach them right away that just like the mommy horse doesn't step on the baby horse, we can teach our baby horse not to step on us. Yep. Go ahead. I love how she's focused on something else, but also very much listening to you. Stop the front end. So see, she added that already. So what I would do there, but go ahead, keep going. She's already asked. There, stop. Ooh, you almost threw that wiggle in there again. You stopped yourself, but there was still a little energy. So, well, and partially, she added the front end, right? And the front end, she definitely thinks is part of it. And that's cool to watch that though. Like, somehow she accidentally was allowed to do this one too many times, so now she thinks this is what all of it means. So basically what we want to do is we don't want them to ever go, well, then why didn't you tell me that sooner? Right? We always want them to say, I got it clean. Like, we don't want them to be like, well, you let me do it 4 times already. Why didn't you tell me sooner that that's not part of this? Okay? So we're going to try to stop her from doing that. Now what we're going to do is when you start to come around, they're trying to go this way, right? Okay. So when you start to come around and she starts moving her, and what she's doing is she's guarding herself. She's blocking. That's why she's moving in to try to stop your focus. You're going to say, oh, I can't see your butt anymore, but your shoulder got in my view. Wiggle enough if she's going forward to stop the forward, but kind of project to her, don't go forward. And then you're going to put your energy on the shoulder. So you're going to bump your focus up from the hip. You're going to put your pencil on the shoulder, push the shoulder back out of the way, and then go back for your hip. So she's going to do it again. She thinks that's it. Yep, don't worry about her looking at it. Good. Now go love her. And then do something you know she likes, especially when she does something so perfectly like that, because we want to solidify that she got the right answer. Like, that's all we were doing, babe. And see how subtle that was? You were just like, and she's like, I got this one. That's when it starts feeling magical. That's when, like, you watch those people that work with horses at Liberty and they go like this, and you know they told the horse to do something, and the horse, you know, and you're just like, what the hell did they do? Okay, do one more that way, and then we're gonna, good girl. She's very focused, good girl. Good, good. Look at her, she's like, I'm waiting for this next thing. You're gonna tell me to do something again. Focus on her shoulder, focus on her shoulder. Get her shoulder out of the way. Get her shoulder out of the way. Focus on her shoulder. She's blocking you with her shoulder. You gotta get her shoulder out of the way. So now, yep, you're gonna point and get her shoulder out of the way. Yep, 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 yep. Good, now quit for a second. The only reason I wanted you to quit was because it turned into so much of talking to the shoulder. So when she finally found the right answer about moving her shoulder, we needed to let her know that that's all that second whole big thing was all about. Okay, so bring her back over here. So that's when you can abort your mission on telling her hind end to do. If she gets so broken that your focus has to be completely on her shoulder. Good girl. See, you're proof that you can see right down your body, huh? Okay. So in that case, and I know it's like I always try to make it sound like there's a total black and white way to do it. Total black and white way to do it, but so like, well, don't abort that, but there are times when you have to, because you're way over there and you're struggling just to talk to the shoulder. So let's just say now you had to abort that and say, look, the shoulder's a problem, I would have chalked up on the line a little bit, pointed to say, I'm talking to, you're going to put your pencil here, talking to your shoulder, you need to move your shoulder away. Then if you do get that under control, then say, but what I was really trying to talk to you about, right? So it's like, wait. Like if somebody goes off on a tangent about one thing that you said, but the point is like, you didn't even get to your point yet, feel like you fix the tangent, but like, listen, that's not what I'm talking about. Oh, what I was trying to say, right? Okay. She's just trying to find an answer of some sort. And it might be, I'm going to be honest with you, it might be you were so tense in your energy of, right? So your energy made her almost nervous because she's like, you almost seem like your bottle being shaken back here, right? And she's just like, I don't know what's about to happen, but I might want to get out of here. So making your backing up casual, and then just be prepared to say, oh no, I don't want you to come with me. Remember, front end's gonna chalk up, chalk up, chalk up, chalk up, chalk up, chalk up. Yep, shoulder, shoulder. Good. Hind end. Good. Now, so what happened was you got crazy about her going forward, where you could have just pulled her nose as you were chalking up, right? Instead of trying to stop the forward. So it became a very dramatic don't go forward, where you could have just gotten hold of her nose, which would have exposed her shoulder, could have told her shoulder what you needed her shoulder to do, and then being like, and I was really just trying to talk to your butt. Okay? Okay, she didn't really fail to listen, so just tell her now. Now, I will say this. One thing was very different. As she was coming forward, you had a very upright back, right? And then all of a sudden, you switched into, wait a minute, that's not what it looks like. And you did that, and she started to back up. So you want to almost make sure that every time you're telling her to back up, the body language is consistently the same. Consistently the same. It's consistently the same word. Yeah, so it was like as soon as you said, wait, no, this is what backup looks like, okay, then all of a sudden she did it. I get it, because as she got closer to you, you were like getting bigger, but yet you were getting bigger and getting away from her way, which is part of probably why she thinks she can get all in your space, because you actually try to get out of her way with your body, which is also another draw. But in that case, it's a draw in a, you're making me scared, you've become the boss. You drawing away is like her, like with Lady, if she was like testing Lady, and then she's like, oh, maybe I better not, you know, so that's kind of what you look like, you know, like if she's like, I'm gonna probably have to run, which then would offer Lady more authority. So that's what it kind of looks like when she's seeing you go, get out of my space, right? So when we are, I need her, yeah, you be big. Get out of my space. Yeah. Make it. Yeah. So ask her to get out of your space right now. She's still too close right now. And the longer you let her hang out too close, well, no, you don't have to be rude about it. You just ask her to get out of your space. You don't even have to be, you know, just tell her to back up. Yeah. It's when she crowds you, like if she's coming at you, like, okay, when she was misunderstanding and she was coming at you and she's coming into your space, that's when you're like, hey, get out of my space. But like if she's just standing here being allowed to be in your space for too long, that's a mistake you've made, not her necessarily. So then you just say, hey, I'm going to need you to get out of my space. Right? See, now you can politely, I'm going to need you to get out of my space. Right? So she's not wrong. But it, like, and I misrepresented what you needed to do, because, you know, she was made wrong for hanging out, but you allowed it for so long, you can't make her wrong for it. Right. But you can politely say, you know what, I kind of don't like you that close. Like, close talker, get away from me. But she's turning into that close talker that can make the person in line move up, even though nobody else has moved. I actually tend to be the one that moves out of the way too. And then there's other times where I mentally go, you're not going to push me. Because somebody keeps getting closer and closer to you, and you're like, but nobody in front of me moved. Yeah, and there's times where I'm just like, you're not going to move me. I love you. You actually love me. I'm going to own you someday. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're my next Logan. Just kidding. Totally kidding. I don't want her. I don't like mares. You're lucky. Yeah, Katie. If I could find 100 mares like Katie, would be there. That was nice. She made a mistake, made an assumption, or just kind of lost her head for a second, started coming, been habit to be on top of you, and you just said, no, I'd rather you not, and it only wiggled to the ground. It didn't even cause any effect to her, and she listened. Okay. Shoulder's going to get involved. So I would have been ready for that. Did you see how she was thinking about my shoulder? There you go. Shoulder, tail. Good. So now all we're... Yeah. But did you see her thinking about... Like, when she raised up, came up off her own heels, shoulder was going to get involved. Like, she already told us. I think I'm supposed to... She already said that. Just when she went from being relaxed and then you're telling her what to do and she went like this with her front feet, that's when you know her front feet are going to become active. Because otherwise she would have rocked down on her heels if only her hip was going to do something. But when she came up, that's when you know she's going to do something with her front feet. Even that, I've probably never told anybody. Like, I've never... There you go. Okay, go ahead and ask for another one. She didn't do it. There. Good. There. But, yeah. So, that I honestly believe was mistaught to her in that other thing that was happening, right? I do think she mislearned that. So we just need to politely fix that. But we're going to politely fix it because it's something I think you taught her. Okay? So we can't make her wrong for what she believes she's doing right. Good girl. I'll come pet you though because you asked so nicely. And I want you to start doing a lot of kind of climbing over, like on top of her stuff. So that way it's not new to her the day that we start doing more wrapping things on her. Okay. I'm going to try to figure out a way to use that without getting greedy. And you see them chickens? You don't have to deal with them anymore, do you? Okay. So you have to. I'm only going to allow you to get to where I'm standing. You can't lead her around or whatever. You have to tell this horse, I need her, you have to talk to her, say, I need you to stand right here. Without you doing anything but just getting there. That's the only space you're allowed to do, okay? Once she's standing here, I want her to know she's supposed to stand still and wait for further instructions, which we see she's capable of doing. Then I want you to tell her to point her tail at this cone. Okay. Tell her to point her tail at this cone. So all you're going to do is go out this way, tell her to point her tail at this cone. Then you're going to center her back, point her tail at this cone. Okay? You can do. No.
Oh, I gotta get her to that spot.
Mm-hmm. You know, she knows everything she needs to know. You know everything that you need to know. You actually need to be more out of her space, though, because I want her back legs to be here. I don't want her to misunderstand. I don't want her to misunderstand the cones as a sideways or anything. So I want her back legs right there. So you need to give her enough room to probably be to right here. So I would stand right there. Okay. Yes. Oh, what a good girl. Oh, what a good girl. She totally was like, wait, you want me to do something with my front feet? Oh, cool. Good. No, it's just going to be a bigger yield. So yield her towards the cone closest to the driveway. Yeah, just because I want her to make bigger effort. She doesn't have to make much effort to do the other one. So, did you see she was coming forward?
It seems so easy at first.
And she got offended for some reason. I'm not sure. I'm going to say the reason she got offended is she was allowed to go forward a couple too many steps before you told her she was wrong. And then she got kind of mad at you for telling her that was wrong. Yeah, she gave a little mare face.